Good morning, I'm Vidi. This is Grandma's Kitchen, the only kitchen that doesn't use ginger. And today, we're going with 3 recipes made with eggplants. Did you like them a lot? So pay attention and let me know in the comments which one you like the most. Let's get started. First of all, eggplant pie, an easy and also economical recipe. 3 medium-sized eggplants. Don't overdo it either, so 3 eggplants. If they're very large, 2 will be enough. 1 potato in my case. This potato is not normal. It's galactic-sized, as big as 2 potatoes. If using normal potatoes, use 2 small ones instead. 1 green pepper. Half an onion, 150 grams of shredded mozzarella, cheese, mozzarella. And 8 eggs. That's the base, but we're going to add a little something extra. To give it a super tasty touch, ground black pepper, a spice that always works well. A bit of dried oregano, aroma and flavor, olive oil. And of course, the essential salt. Shall we take the big potato or your 2 regular potatoes and peel them? As always, I use the potato peeler because we get more out of the potato and I do it much faster. Wrist Ross, come on. As soon as we have it peeled, we wash it, rinse it with water, and cut it into small cubes. There you go, like these, about a centimeter and a half or so. There you go. So we chop up all the potato, little by little. And once we have it ready, we're going to add a pinch of salt. Here we go. We stir, so the salt reaches all the pieces of potato. Heat olive oil in a pan. Once hot, add the potatoes. We're going to fry them, but we're not going to overdo it. We want to fry the potatoes just enough so they stay soft, without getting too golden on the outside. So for that, we'll use a heat that's not too high. For example, my stove goes up to 6, and I fried them at 5. While the potatoes fry, start cutting the pepper. In my case, it's green pepper, but I also want to say that if you want, you can use half green pepper and half red pepper. And that's also very tasty. Alright, here we go. We're also looking for pieces about 1 centimeter thick. And alright, piece by piece. Of course, we've also washed this pepper and we've removed the seeds inside. And now, we just have to chop it. So you see pieces about this size, right? Well, chopping this pepper will take about 3 minutes, so we still have time to chop the onion. We're also going to cut pieces about the same size as the pepper, so get a sharp knife and take your time. And that's it. In 3 or 4 minutes, we'll also have the onion chopped. Let's keep going. Eggplants. You have to peel them. Peel them. Although some people add them with the skin and all. I like to peel them because the dish turns out smoother. And I much prefer not to find the eggplant skin inside this eggplant casserole. Once we have it peeled, we're going to chop it into small cubes, also about 1.5 centimeters, more or less. And here comes a really great cooking trick. This little trick works really well and helps us get rid of its characteristic bitterness. The eggplant. Simply cold water, a teaspoon of salt, we stir, and put in all the eggplant we've cut into pieces. We'll leave it here for about 5 minutes, and in the meantime, we'll continue with the recipe. Alright, now we have the potatoes just how I want them. Soft, they're fried, but they're not crispy or golden. Here we go. We're going to take them out little by little. And we're going to set them aside. Alright, the last one, and we'll fish out the last 3 potatoes. I'm going to show you the potatoes up close, so you can see that they're golden, but not overdone. Just fried and soft. Alright, next step. The same pan. We've removed the excess oil, and in just a little bit of oil, we're going to saute our onion. We're going to brown it, make it soft, and add our chopped green pepper. To speed up the process, here's a little chef's trick. We add a pinch of salt, and that way it will cook much faster. That's what chefs call sweating. The onion is going to sweat. It will cook much faster, and it will turn out softer. I almost have it, you see? It's been on the heat for about 5 minutes. So, it's time to add our eggplant, the eggplant that we had soaking and have drained really well. Salt to taste. Of course, a touch of black pepper that gives it an incredible flavor and also aroma. We stir. And we're going to let everything cook together until the eggplant, onion, and pepper are nice and soft. It'll take us about 5 or 6 minutes over medium heat, stirring occasionally so nothing burns on the bottom. Let's continue. We're back at the cutting board. Here we are. The dish I'm using is about 2 hand spans wide, so it's not very large. And we need enough eggplants to cover the top of our eggplant casserole, so we cut thin slices from the eggplant we've set aside. Of course, you won't need the whole eggplant, so save the rest for future recipes. I have my dish back on the table again, and now we're going to prepare it. We need a little bit of oil. Let's spread it around. In my case, I'm going to use this spatula. And with this, I make it easier to place the parchment paper on top. That's perfect for me, since I'm clumsy. Also to prevent sticking while cooking. Here we go. We take the paper and spread it out as best as we can. This paper is very big, so 1 piece is enough for me. There are rolls of paper that are much narrower, and then you'll have to put it in 2 strips. Come on, we press down the edge well so it sticks with the oil, and we line our baking dish. Good. Come on, I've got it ready now. Ready. Let's continue with another step, another trick. A large bowl. And here, we're going to put all the eggplant, onion, and pepper that we've already sautéed, placed on top of a strainer. Or, in my case, this piece of strainer that the day I got it as a gift, I thought it was useless. But it's very useful. Here we go. What do we achieve with this? It releases its juice and the excess oil that we don't want in our cake. It will release quickly, so don't worry. Just leave it and continue with the recipe. See? It's already released quite a lot. There it goes. This is juice from the vegetables themselves and the excess oil. Come on, let's keep going. Here we are. The same pan, a little more olive oil, and the slices of eggplant that we cut. We're going to cook them on the pan like a griddle, and we're going to brown them on both sides. The text doesn't all fit, so I'll do it in a few batches, but that's not an issue. A pinch of salt on each one, that way they'll cook faster and also taste better. Once we have that, flip them over. They don't need to be overcooked, just slightly browned. Because later, we're going to finish them in the oven, and in the oven they'll get an amazing color. Alright, let's take out the ones that are already done. This one is perfect. Go ahead, I'll leave this one a bit longer. It's a matter of seconds, so stay alert. Here I go, come on, I think so. Next, and like that, one by one. Well guys, we need eggs. 8 eggs. 8 large size L eggs. A pinch of salt to give it flavor and enhance its taste. And let's whisk. We beat them hard until we have all 8 eggs well whisked. There you go. And now, what are we going to do? Well, we're going to mix a bunch of ingredients. Basically all of them, except for the slices of eggplant that we set aside for the end. In goes everything we've chopped up and salted. The excess has been left out, so we don't add the extra juices and oil, which means we'll get a much thicker mixture. We add 150 grams of grated mozzarella cheese. I can tell you that mixed grated cheeses also work, but in my case, I use mozzarella because I really like the flavor it gives. And also it melts very quickly, so that's even better. The mixture will end up much more blended together. Potatoes go in. I already have a bunch of ingredients in this bowl. Fortunately, they all fit, and I'll be able to mix them. Let's give it a good stir, so that all the ingredients mix together well. And friends, at this point, 90% of our recipe is already done. All that's left is to prepare that dish we have lined with paper. Fill it with our mixture and place on top the eggplant slices that we've cooked in the pan or on the grill. I'm gonna spread it a bit so the mixture is even, distributed well throughout the baking dish, and we place the slices, covering the entire casserole well. This way it will add flavor, look really cool, and be super easy. Here we go. A little piece of paper there. Okay, we keep placing them, and the trick is to cover the whole surface well, one after another, like that. There we go. Well, that's all I have, so I need to gain about 1 centimeter over there. There, more or less completely covered, completely covered, completely covered, completely covered. There it goes. We got it, and that's it. And stripes. Now I have it more than ready. Well, here we go with the second to last step, a touch of dried oregano all over the surface. We sprinkle it. And now we have this ready to go into the oven. We will bake at 180 degrees with the oven preheated, and we will let it cook for between 25 and 30 minutes. After the time has passed, this is how it should look. It's really good. It smells great, and it hasn't given us any trouble, so straight to the table. Eggplant pie, a classic recipe, very easy and with which you'll definitely succeed. Secondly, a delicious skillet of eggplants and eggs. It's amazing. You must make it. Here we go. Look at that, it looks amazing. Wow. We start by finely chopping the onion. Here I go. Chop, chop, chop. We keep chopping. Tomatoes. Here, they're pear-style or pear-type tomatoes, but use whichever ones you want. We'll need 4 of these medium-sized ones. We peel them. I'm going to peel them. Let's chop them up now. It's even better if they're ripe. We're just finishing peeling them. Eggplant. Pure wonder. Full of nutritional properties and super tasty. We have it peeled. Once you have both, cut them into pieces. Here I go, cutting them in half. These are big ones. The same with the others, and now we chop them up. Let's go to the pan. Add a splash of olive oil. Don't add too much because the eggplant absorbs it. We wait until it's nice and hot, then in goes our eggplant. As mentioned, the content will shrink, so no need to worry. You'll observe how it reduces in size. The end result should resemble this. Overflowing, we stir and cook for 10 minutes on medium heat. After a while, it'll look like this. See how it shrank? It came out great, look. There it is, right there. The eggplant is soft, tender, fantastic. Let's take it off. We set it aside and continue with the same pan. In goes our onion. I'm going to add 2 finely chopped garlic cloves to give it a punch. Garlic gives it an amazing flavor. I'll add a splash of olive oil so the onion and garlic soften really well. Of course, a pinch of salt. A pinch of freshly ground black pepper. We stir and cook for a couple of minutes. When it looks like this, it has started to take on a fantastic golden color. It's time to add the tomato we had chopped. There it goes, along with the tomato, a pinch of salt. And the trick to make sure your tomato sauce doesn't turn out too acidic is a pinch of sugar. Don't overdo it, okay? A pinch? We stir and cook for 10 minutes. This recipe always uses medium heat. The time has passed, the tomato is ready, so we add our eggplant back to the pan. We stir it so it mixes with the onion, with the tomato, with the garlic, with all these things. Look at how good it looks, huh? We leave it for a minute so the flavors mix well, and now let's move on to the eggs. Well, before adding the eggs, here's another professional trick. We smooth out the surface there. And once you have it, we're going to make some little holes like this. In my case, 4 little holes, because I have 4 egg whites and 4 yolks ready. There goes the first egg white, second egg white, third egg white, and the last one. Now what we're going to do is cook for 3 minutes with the pan covered and of course over medium heat. After the time has passed, see? The egg whites have already started to set. You can clearly see the difference. And now we add the yolks, since they're still soft. Look, boom, it goes inside. Yolks inside the 4 egg whites. Now that we have them, we add a pinch of salt to each egg to give them a touch of flavor. And now we move on to the ingredient that will complete your dish. Grated mozzarella cheese. Any other grated cheese will work, but mozzarella makes it extra special. We're going to spread it around here, where there's no egg, all over the surface of the pan. Take your time, and once you're done, cover it and cook for just a couple of minutes until the cheese melts. When the cheese is melted, our dish will be ready. As you can see, the yolks are runny and the whites are well set, so it's perfect. To the table, now add a touch of fresh parsley for color, aroma, and great presentation. And is our pan of eggplants and eggs ready? There you go, Riss Raz. Who can top that? A super complete dish, full of flavor, that we prepared really quickly. And look at the inside. Come on, try to find a flaw. Final touch. Eggplant San Jacobo. Super crispy, super simple, super tasty, and also very easy to make. Don't miss it, it turns out amazing. Ingredients. We need 2 fairly large eggplants, like the ones you see in the image. We'll use the central part for our San Jacobos to make them quite large. Let's continue. Cooked ham for filling. 4, 5, or 6 slices. Cheese for filling as well. Also block cheese for melting. Flour for breading. Breadcrumbs also for breading. 2 eggs. They're size L. 30 milliliters of milk. And of course, a pinch of salt. That's all, folks. First, let's cut some nice slices of eggplant. We'll need pieces that are about 1.5 centimeters thick. Here we go. With these big eggplants I'm going to get pieces about 1.5 centimeters thick and this big. Here we go. Let's even them out so both parts are more or less the same. Does this one match with this one? Shall we continue? Once we have our eggplant fillets, what we're going to do is soak them in salted water. This way, they won't oxidize and they'll also become softer. As you'll see, the moment you add the water, the eggplant fillets will tend to float. So it's best to put a weight on them so they stay well submerged. There you go. Do you add enough water to cover them? And that's it. We're going to keep them submerged in this water for 5 minutes. There we go. I'm going to put a plate on it. There we go. Fantastic, Rizras. After 5 minutes, we take out our eggplants and we're going to dry them using a paper towel or a clean cloth. I'm going to prepare 3 San Jacobos, so I have 6 pieces. You know, if you're going to make more, then use more. Let's keep going. Let's dry them on the bottom and on the top, and there we go. Take it easy. The recipe is very simple and it doesn't. Now, we won't forget the little details. Can you guess the next step? We're filling it with ham and cheese. The only important thing is that neither the ham nor the cheese comes out of what it is, the surface of the eggplant. So that way we get this kind of eggplant sandwich nice and closed. I'm going to put 2 ham slices on it, because one seems like too little to me. You guys do as you like. Here we go. We cover it, and there goes the first one. Next. As you can see, the eggplant slices are the same size. These slices we've cut, these eggplant fillets. So it's going to turn out really well. Come on, cheese on the bottom. Ham. Cooked, also known as York ham, we cover it, and like that, one after another. The last one, and come on, next step. Well, the next step is simply to beat the 2 eggs that we're going to use for the breading. When you have them like this, halfway done, add the milk and we beat again until everything is well mixed. You can see how it lightens a bit, and this way we'll get a smoother batter. Alright, I have the egg, I have flour, I have breadcrumbs, and I'm really looking forward to finishing this batter. We coat it well with flour around the edges to the egg. We dip it in, turn it around, make sure it's well coated, and then into the breadcrumbs. There goes a good amount of breadcrumbs. And once you have it, you're going to dip it in egg again and again in breadcrumbs. That way we'll get a crunchy coating and it won't fall off during frying. Alright, filetito coming up. Look at this. How big is this thing? Alright, I'll leave it there. And now, the heat? Very hot oil, and in go our San Jacobos of eggplant. We'll let them fry slowly. Let's leave it, let's say, on medium-high heat, and we'll cook it until it's nicely golden. It'll take another 1.5 minutes, maybe 2 minutes, right? We flip it over, and that way it'll cook on both sides. I've got 2 small fillets now. 2 San Jacobos ready. I'm telling you, don't turn the heat up too high, because it's worth waiting a little longer. That way the eggplant will be softer, and the cheese and ham will blend together. And of course, the cheese will be melted. We're going to take them out as soon as they're ready, and let them rest on a paper towel so they can get rid of the excess oil. I have one left inside, and the recipe is complete. As you can see, eggplant San Jacobos are super easy. A simple, affordable recipe that you can prepare in very little time. Who brings more laughs than a touch of this chopped chives to the table? I'm going to cut it so you can see the creaminess of the melted cheese. There you go. That's how our San Jacobo turned out. Perfect. Really delicious. There you have it. That wraps up today's show. I hope you enjoyed the 3 recipes. You know, ham, like, subscribe. We're going to reach 1 million soon. Turn on the notification bell to know when I upload a video, and share it with your friends. Thanks for coming. Love you all. See you in the next video. Bye. Thank you.